Good morning. My name is Dale Horst. I'm Director of Marketing and Merchandising for LCB. And I wanted to spend a little bit of time this morning talking about some other ways we have to get product outside of our normal regular listing of product and luxury product. Some of you may be very familiar. I'm sure a lot of you order SLO product, but we're going to run through and talk a little bit about e-commerce on the website, and SLO, and what we started last year on highly allocated. We started a lottery for a lot of highly allocated whiskeys, and I'll run through that just briefly. We opened up online orders to licensees back in 2014, and up to this point, about 300 licensees have ordered products that are on our website. The online part of the website carries about 1,500 products that are not carried in the stores. They're not on the SLO list. They're unique niche products, not all high-end. As you'll see, we'll go through some of that, the categories, but they're bourbons and whiskeys, gins, bitters, tequilas, wine, both high-end wine and just wine that we don't get enough of to put out across the stores. It's extended products, different flavors, line extensions that we have not decided to put in the stores, but they're available online. And as I said, there's been over 300 licensees sign up since 2014. Your 10% discount applies here, and you can have it shipped either to a store, or the online purchases can be shipped to the home. They could be shipped to your place of business, and they'll all come UPS. The same as a retail customer going in online. They have a choice whether to ship it to a store or ship it to their home or place of business, wherever they want it to go. Setting up the account's easy. The retail customers and the licensees simply go into Fine Wine and Good Spirits, set up an account, and then for licensees, they need to contact our LB PA Wine and Spirits mailbox with your LID number, because then the account will be set up and your LID number hooked to it, so that ensures when you go in and go to purchase a product, go to checkout, you get your 10% discount. And as I said, it could be delivered almost any address in the state. So here's a sample of our overall Fine Wine and Good Spirits web page, and you can see, if you can see all the way in the top, there's a login and a My Account button. Now this is different than the LCB government website. This is our retail website. We do a couple things on this website. There's a lot of product information on here, different programs going on for the retail customers, but two things appear here. One is you're able to get in once you've signed up for an account. You can go in and you can look at the whole product list. And the row of buttons down the right side, if we're running a limited lottery, there'll be a button there for lottery. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a delivery charge to use that if you have it delivered?
So if you have it delivered, the online store items are shipped out of Lehigh Valley and UPS. So there's a delivery charge going to a store. If you're taking it to a non-store address, there's an upcharge that we're charged from UPS for signature verification. So that's the front cover of the website. If you have never been on it, our retail website, go in and peruse it. There's a lot of good information there. Some of the items, here's different kinds of bitters, Irish whiskeys, bourbons, tequilas, scotches, and there's a lot of wine in there. About, as I said, 1,500 products that are nowhere else on any of our price lists. They're unique to that store. A lot of times we only get a limited quantity. We also have a section in the store that we'll be putting up in the future that is celebrity signed bottles. Whenever they do appearances at the store, we have them sign bottles, and they'll appear on the online website to be sold that way. So let's talk a little bit about lottery. With the whiskey craze, the brown goods craze that's really growing the last couple of years, a lot of the whiskeys, especially Buffalo Trace, Pappy Van Winkle, highly allocated. We have a lottery that's coming up in March for 4 different items. Old Fitzgerald, we're only getting 8 bottles. We used to put this up online, first come, first serve, and sometimes it would sell out in 5 or 10 minutes. The Pappy Van Winkle last year crashed the website because there was too many entrances coming in. So we designed a lottery system that worked very well in 2015, and we're going to continue that through 2016 when we get these highly allocated items. We are carving out 25% for licensees. 21% of the LCB's business is with you, licensees. We carve out 25%. So if we get 8 bottles, 2 will be put in a special lottery for the licensees. If we get 100 bottles, 25 will be put in. One of the lotteries we ran in the fall for Buffalo Trace's, I believe it was their antique collection. We had more bottles put aside for licensees than licensees came in and put in the lottery. So every licensee that put that signed up for that lottery and wanted a bottle got a bottle. And we actually took the extra and put them over in the retail lottery then for retail customers. So a lot of licensees have found the website, signed up 300, but of course there's many more licensees across the state. Couple other requirements we do for the online lottery. We've limited it to only Pennsylvania customers on the retail side and especially on the licensee side. 1 per address, 1 per LID number, 1 entry. That ensures that the lottery is fair and spread across. When we used to have a first come, first serve, we were getting 30% of our traffic was from out of state. So we designed the lottery to stay and serve the Pennsylvania customers. But you need to have an online account set up with your LID number, and then when we run a lottery, there'll be a button on that web page that comes up for lottery that you'll be able to go in, see all the terms and conditions, and register for the products you'd like. SLO. I know many licensees order many SLO items. We have over 50,000 items now on the list of SLO. The SLO list started back in the 30s, and we have never taken any item off the SLO list. Suppliers continue to add about 10,000 items a year, and it's grown to 50,000. So we have our regular listed products, our luxury products. We have 1,500 online, and then we have this available list of 50,000 items. And last year, the licensees across the state bought $77 million worth of SLO product. We do not own SLO product. SLO product sits with the supplier. It could be sitting in a warehouse in New Jersey. We don't know that. The supplier puts up the minimum purchase requirement, and the supplier assigns freight to it. We limit the amount of freight, but they assign a freight to it. And once an SLO order is put in, whether it's put in at the local store, from a retail customer, or from you as a licensee at the local store, or a supplier puts it in on your behalf through our online order portal, the supplier then, after receiving that order, has the responsibility to ship it to the store that you've requested to pick it up, whether it be a retail customer or a licensee. It has to go to a store, and they're obligated to get it to the store anywhere in this state. It could be the smallest store we have or the largest store we have, or a licensee center. But we don't own the product. There's a deposit required on SLO. If the order is put in at the store by a retail customer or a licensee, our store staff will put it in. It's a 50% deposit for the cost of the item. You can have the ability to also go in, sign up for a fixed deposit, one-time $100 fixed deposit covers all your SLO orders. And the store can handle that, or you can handle that right online. If you go to our LCB website, the official website, and you go across the tab, Find Licensees, you'll see a group of subjects come down. There's a new SLO page. It talks about how to order SLO, how to sign up for the fixed deposit, and the form for the fixed deposit. So when a supplier comes to us and wants us to carry a product, a listed product, in the stores, and for some reason we don't take on the product in listed or luxury, or we don't put it in our online store, it almost automatically gets submitted to SLO. So products from all over the world are there, and as I said before, the supplier sets the minimum purchase quantity and the freight on it to get it to the store. Once the store receives the product in from the supplier, the clock starts. There's a 2-week, 15-day pickup window for the licensee to come and get the product. The store should give you a call saying it's here, and I'm sure the supplier sometimes even calls you and says the product has arrived at the store. There's a 15 window, or the order gets canceled and we ship it back to the supplier. And as I said, we did $77 million worth of product last year, so there's constantly product coming in and out of stores for that. Incorrect product, you get any incorrect product, once you open up the case, you can take it back to the regular store, and they know how to deal with it. They'll take care of that. Any return product, the supplier has to authorize the return on the product. All the rules and regulations, as I said, can be found on the LCB website under licensees and on that SLO page. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is we have a resource account for SLO and an 800 number. If there's any questions, the staff will walk you through all of it. So that's it. Any questions on that?
Lottery question.
Lottery question? So if you signed up, when you go into the website and sign up for an account, there'll be a button there that says, do you want email alerts? And so when we introduce a lottery, you will get an email alert that says this lottery is going to take place. And we always leave registration open for a week. Starts 8 o'clock Monday morning. And the next one's coming up supposedly on March 14th. And it'll go to the 19th. 11 o'clock Saturday night. So we leave the registration open for a full week, 6 days, and then we'll run the lottery the following week. Yes, ma'am? That is 15 business days. I misspoke, I said 2 weeks. It's 15 business days. It can be dealt with after that. If that lapses, we will contact the supplier, and sometimes the supplier will redo the order, and it'll come through then as a new order, and the clock will start again. But we constantly work with the stores to deal with any SLO merchandise that has not been picked up by a licensee. All right, Jeff?